Okay. Hey guys, I am super excited to talk about Msmart tonight. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Larry. Um, I will say I'm a self-proclaimed nerd and researcher. I love researching and looking into the science for different things. I've always valued my body and tried to do the best I can to take care of it. So I've always been kind of like looking into ingredients and checking out different clinical trials and like what's what and how it works and how it interacts. So I am super excited to bring you guys some research that I've done uh, tonight on one of our products called Msmart. So to kick us off, I want to ask you guys something. So have you ever had a meal, especially something with carbs, so like pasta, pizza, ice cream, maybe not a meal, maybe a treat or two, and you felt fine at first, but then like an hour or two later, you start to feel that crash. You want more snacks, you want more food, or you just wonder why like your energy just seems to go poof and disappear. Um, Yeah, I see Becca shaking. So most people think that at that point, it's a willpower problem. A lot of people think, oh no, I just need to like push the treats away. I need to not reach for the snacks. I already ate my food. But at the end of the day, the possibility of being willpower is slim to none. A lot of times it's a blood sugar response problem. Up Chinese food. Yes, that's a great example in all honesty. Chinese and sushi, they're high in carbs and everything that I'll talk about tonight, you guys, it'll tie right into that, which is really cool. So, yeah, a lot of people think that's a willpower issue. They think I just need to have stronger willpower. I don't go for the snacks. I already ate my food. But at the end of the day, it ends up being a blood sugar regulation problem. So here's what's actually happening inside of your body. So you eat your carbs, they break down really quickly. Carbs are fast energy. Glucose floods your bloodstream, and then your body kind of panics a little and it sends out insulin to clean it up because your body wants to level out that curve, that energy curve. Often though, what does it do? It overcorrects. So what happens in your body? You get the big spike from having all those carbs and it's releasing all that energy. Your body releases insulin and then it crashes down. And when you get that crash, that's where you get those cravings. You start snacking, your energy disappears. So at the end of the day, like I said, it's not necessarily a lack of discipline or willpower. It really is your body kind of riding like the roller coaster of the food that you ate. Um, and this, at the end of the day, is really where Msmart shines. So I am super excited to break down the ingredients. Msmart comes in little single serving, little guys, super easy to make. Mix it with about 6 to 8 ounces of water. Drink it 30 to 15 to 30 minutes before you eat your meal. And this is where the magic really comes in. So the main all-starting ingredient is white mulberry leaf extract. So I'm not going to get too geeky on you, but I want to let you guys know like how it works, what the science says, and what the studies show. So this really is the all-star ingredient. So white mulberry has been studied for how it impacts your body's response to carbs. And in simple terms, what it does is it slows down how quickly carbs are broken down and absorbed into your body. So instead of getting hit with a huge spike all at once, it turns that into a slower increase, more controlled response. Um, the randomized controlled trials that researched white mulberry leaf extract and particularly its active compound DNJ, they saw a reduce in post-meal blood glucose spikes, reduced insulin response, all pluses, and it even lowers the overall glycemic impact of a meal. So all foods are assigned like a glycemic index, and that basically is how it impacts your body when you put it into your body. One study showed that there was an up to 40% decrease in the glycemic index of the different food that people were eating when they used white mulberry leaf extract 15 to 30 minutes prior to eating that meal. That's a big change in how your body reacts to something that you put into it. Up to 40% less spike. Like that to me was like mind blowing. I mean, even 15% makes a big difference in my mind, but almost 50% is huge. So what does that really mean for you in the long term? So it means less spike, means less crashes, and less I need something right now. Less I want my sweet treat. Less I'm gonna go get the chips an hour later. Like Becca said, you're not eating your Chinese food, and 15 minutes later, maybe not 15, maybe an hour and a half later, you're like, oh, I'm hungry again. And Chinese is a great example because it definitely is a carb heavy meal between the rices, the pastas, and all the different things, sauces, all the sugars. Um, Ingredient number two, that's an all-star in this guy, is hydrolyzed guar gum. So basically, it's a fiber. That's the most important thing that you need to know about it. So this is the second key player. It's a soluble fiber, meaning your body actually breaks it down. and it feeds your good gut bacteria, which is a plus. But it's not just any kind of fiber. So because it's partially hydrolyzed, what that means is it mixes smoothly, it's easy on digestion, and it actually slows how quickly food moves through your system. So the cool thing about that, it makes you feel fuller longer because the food moves through your system slower. Um, the studies that I found, one was using 2 grams of this exact type of fiber that's in Msmart. Um, it showed an improvement in satiety, feeling of full longer, and it even reduced overall snacking later in the day. And this was a scientific study, measurable, not just someone saying, I think I feel different. They actually were able to measure all these things to be able to prove that this is how it works. So now at this point, now we've got carbs coming in slower. We got digestion slowed down just enough, and your body actually has time to respond properly. So you're not seeing those big peaks in your blood sugar levels and those big crashes. And that's what we don't want. Um, and this is important. So I'm going to say this. Msmart is not a weight loss product, but how your body handles blood glucose makes a big impact on how you eat and what you snack on and what you crave. So weight loss could be a byproduct of those things, or it could just be more steady energy, less crashes, less cravings, and things like that. It just depends on your body and the type of food you're putting into it. Um, it helps your body respond to food, especially carbs. So think your sugars, your pastas, pizzas, things like that, in a more balanced way. So instead of I was good all day and lost control, you start to feel like I'm actually in control after I eat, and I'm not grabbing those things with a knee-jerk reaction to whatever that might be, fruit snacks or potato chips or whatever's on your counter. Um, how does this work? So this is perfect if you're someone who gets tired after meals, you crave sugar or snacks later in the day, you feel that afternoon crash after you eat, or you just want more stable energy throughout the day. Those are all great instances of where Msmart really does shine through because of the guar gum and the white mulberry leaf extract. And the best part, like I said, you take it right before you eat. So 15 to 30 minutes before you eat, you drink it up and you're good to go. Um, at the end of the day, in all honesty, I can like explain the science and get super nerdy all day and like really break down the studies. But what you really want to hear is like the real life example. So Stacia is on and she's going to share a little bit about how she uses Msmart, what she likes about it, and what her experience has been.
Okay, let's see. Can you see me and hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. I look froze on my phone up in the corner.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're not moving.
weird.
We can hear you.
I'm not moving, but you can hear me.
Yep. Becca, can
Isn't
you
that
hear?
funny? Huh.
Yep.
I'm not sure why, but hmm. Okay. Well, at least you can hear me.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So, my experience with M-Smart. All right. Let's go back to last summer, right before M-Smart came out. Actually, I was in a group with Larry and we did this colon cleanse and clean eating for 7 days. So I had been dealing with some menopause weight. And during that time period, I lost my menopause weight. And right after that, shortly after that, is when M-Smart came out. And so I jumped on board, started the M-Smart. And like you said, it's not necessarily a weight loss product, but I have maintained my weight loss. I have not put any of it back on, even during the holidays. During the holidays, I kid you not, I only would fluctuate a pound, just a pound on, then they'd go away, pound on, then they would go away. So I have maintained and I feel so much better. And I experimented a little bit of when, like, what time of day I take it, because my biggest meal of the day is probably dinner.
Mm.
So I would take it before dinner. But then I started to take it more earlier afternoon or midday. And that seemed to kind of be my sweet spot. And I'm also one of those people who I jump on something, I love it, it's working well, but then I'm like, I wonder what happens if I don't take this. So I experiment, and oh my goodness, I could tell a huge difference. I felt crummy again.
Mm.
It just, and just had the crashes. I just felt icky and run down. And so this is one for sure that I could tell a difference if there was a placebo and Msmart because it just made such a drastic difference on how I felt and how I just coursed through the rest of my day. So I have had great results with Msmart and haven't turned back.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Um, so before we wrap up, does anyone have any questions or anything else that they'd want to add? Because I know we have a couple different affiliates on here too. I don't want to leave anyone out in case they want to say anything or have any questions.
Oh, just to kind of piggyback on what she was saying, it's really is amazing what that you see when you use it. Um, I found myself saying several times to my husband at the end of the night, I'm not hungry, but I want a snack because I'm sad. So I will say emotional eating,
Mhm.
that's a whole nother issue. Talk to your therapist. That's what I do. But it's it is really it's a realization. I'm like, yeah, I'm not hungry. I don't want a snack. I don't want that evening snack. And that's been real that's my thing. I'm an evening snacker, so that's made a huge difference.
Awesome, awesome. That is me too. And Stacia, when you had said that taking it earlier in the day made a difference with the energy levels, that totally makes sense with how the product works, the science behind it. It really is meant to be taken if you can do it earlier in the day, and then it curbs those spikes and crashes later on, so you don't feel like you
Exactly.
go for the treats and things like that. So that's awesome.
Yes. Or eating, like snacking while I'm making dinner, just kind of acts that. Or the evening time, like you two. And I have a terrible sweet tooth. I
Mm.
always have. And so it's really been beneficial.
Love it. That is awesome. Um, Best part, guys, none of this was rehearsed. So that's why I really love doing these ingredient edits because the science backs up the experience and vice versa. And that really is what you want to see. So wrapping it all up for you guys, big picture, MSmart is meant to help focus on supporting a healthy blood sugar response, reducing spikes and crashes, and helping with those cravings and energy after meals. So with all that, if you're watching this live or catching the replay, reach out to the person who invited you if you have any questions or you're interested in snagging your own. Trust me, it's a product you definitely want to at least give a try to see what happens. And your affiliate can help decide whether or not it's the right fit for you. But I can almost guarantee you're going to like it. Oh, hold on. Kay said, I like the evening snacking. Two, I could go all day and not eat if I'm busy, but once 8 o'clock hits, I just want to eat. I don't even have to be hungry. Yeah, you almost get in like that, like Becca, you had said, you're used to it. Like you're mentally it's snack time, it's snack time, it's snack time. But when you start looking for those hunger cues, then at that point you're trying to pull out of that. So in all honesty, I can tell you guys, not M Smart related, but just something that I do. I've been trying to snack on healthy sweet treats at night. Kiwi is a really, really, really good one. It helps you, studies have shown that it helps with sleep, falling asleep more soundly, going to sleep faster, and things like that. So I've been doing 2 or 3 kiwis a night right before bed, and it curbs my sweet tooth. It's a snack, and it has multi purposes. Oh yeah, Jamie, I'm the same way. I think that's just kind of like a vibe when people snack late at night when you're bored, laying sit on the couch watching your shows, whatever you're doing, scrolling social media. So uh with that, give M Smart a try. If you have any questions, reach out to your affiliate. And I appreciate your guys' time and hanging out with me. Stacia, thanks so much for sharing, and Becca too. And we'll see you ladies later.
You're
Have a
sure
good
welcome. Good night.
Bye, guys.